Hello, I'm Chris Ashmore and welcome to Donegal TV. We're in Bundoran, a resort that's really developed its tourism product in recent years, as we'll see shortly. In this programme we'll have a special feature with Noel Maloney, a US Homeland Security official who has strong Donegal links. We'll also be recalling the remarkable swimming exploits of former Joint Donegal Person of the Year winner Anmarie Ward. And actor Sean McGinley takes us on a tour of some of his favourite locations in South Donegal. But first, Donegal TV brings you this special report on Bundoran and all it has to offer. Here's Andrea Gilligan.
The seaside resort of Bundoran is located at the most southerly point of the county, and for nearly 2 centuries people have flocked here during the busy summer periods. Now with over 4 hotels, numerous guest houses, self-catering accommodation and apartment complexes, this County Donegal town is well equipped to cater for all tastes and numbers. As well as being Ireland's premier indoor aqua adventure playground, the Waterworld complex has completed a €1.6 million refurbishment.
People come from all over Ireland, north and south, to come to play in Waterworld. You know, and if it's an ideal location, if it's a sunny day, even if it's a rainy day, you know, there's something here for all the family to do, and it's part of the scenery now here in Bundoran.
For many, Bundoran is synonymous with music and dancing. With booming dance halls in the 50s and 60s, the music tradition continues in Bundoran today, with the town now regarded as one of the best country music venues in Ireland.
It just has a great atmosphere about here. I suppose the fact that you've people maybe from all corners of the country coming over, it means that, you know, they mingle and they get to meet people that haven't met each other before. And when you get that many people in an area and a load of them, like, I mean, the crack can be very, very good.
Bundoran is buzzing and it's alive, as they say, so it's great to be here. Donegal has been always great to me from as long as I can remember. Donegal has been a county that has always had great support, and so many people always come out and support us in Donegal.
Country music, Andrew, has exploded over the past couple of years in Bundoran, and you know, anywhere in any weekend, anywhere in Bundoran, there's always some country music festival on. There's always some country singer playing. There could be Nathan Carter, there could be Derek Ryan, there could be Robert Mazzell. You name it, they're probably here any time across the year in Bundoran. One of our biggest country ambassadors for Donegal and for Ireland, of course, is Daniel O'Donnell. He's going to be playing in the Great Northern Hotel, which is just behind us here, and he's going to be playing there on the 6th and 7th of August this year.
But it's not all about country. For the past number of years, the Sea Sessions Surf Music Festival has also attracted some of the world's biggest Irish and international acts to play right down on the beachfront in Bundoran.
Well, we've always been pretty keen to have the identity of the festival sort of harmonious with the lifestyle that we have here in Bundoran. You know, I'm really lucky that, you know, we come down the beach, can go surfing with my son, play a game of rugby, go home, have barbecue afterwards, and we wanted to make sure that the festival reflected that lifestyle that we have here and that we love, and that's really what it is about celebrating. So we have, you know, beach rugby with the Barefoot Beach Olympics, we've got the soccer, frisbee, volleyball, then we've got the Barefoot Expression Session, which is the surf event, and we have people flying in from Reunion Island, from France, from all over the world to surf in that. It's the biggest cash prize in the history of Irish surfing, and for the gathering this year we've really upped the ante with that, and we've got a huge entry level coming in for that. So I think the event has always tried to reflect what's good and what's great about living here in the Northwest.
Surfing is regarded as one of the key tourist attractions in Bundoran and has become a huge industry in the town in recent years, with no less than 4 surf schools operating in Bundoran 12 months a year.
We're very lucky here in South Donegal to have so many great surfing destinations. Tullen, as you said, in particular, is very, very good. It's wide open to North Atlantic swell, which we get pounded with year round. Favourable winds, nice stretch of 3 kilometres of beach with some perfect waves on it, as you can see behind us.
This exact venue has played host to so many Irish and European competitions as well, Richie, down through the years. What is it that makes it such a popular competition location as well?
We're lucky because we have the natural amenity in Tullen Strand behind us here. We've got the Peak, which is one of Europe's best reef breaks around the corner, but also in Bundoran, and indeed this area we have bed nights, we have the restaurants, we have the entertainment, which allows us to hold big events, because it is important, of course, to have the natural amenities, which we do have, but it's important to have all the backup as well. So we're lucky here we have both. There's direct surf businesses like surf schools, surf shops, surf cafes, but there's also a lot of indirect business being created in the local area from surfing. You've got accommodation, you've got the restaurants, the bars, so surfers come from every demographic, every kind of background, and they spend money right through the board. I can't think of any business that doesn't benefit from surfing tourism in the local area. Plus it creates a lot of employment, which is great as well.
But Bundoran also has numerous other tourist attractions, from angling to wall climbing. There's a host of different activities to do.
Right across town there's loads of different companies that do stuff. We're here at Donegal Adventure Centre at the moment who do surfing, they do the high ropes, they do kayaking, they do outdoor instructor training as well if you want to become one of these people that teaches the outdoor instructor training, and also stuff like team building activities as well, where companies can come down for a weekend and just bond with their fellow workmates. Lots of other different activities as well. You can go 10-pin bowling, you can go to the cinema and watch a great movie. The kids can go and play at Disney's Den Indoor Play Centre, you can go horse riding, you can go go-karting, you can go to Bundoran Adventure Park and play on the rides, the carousels. You can also go blow-karting, which is relatively new to the area as well, and you can do stuff just simple as walking around, and the beautiful walks that we have, 2 fantastic walks around Rogie and the West End, and you can also do some fishing too. And
after a hectic day, either on or off the water, this South Donegal seaside resort turns into a hive of activity at night, with top-class restaurants, numerous bars and a booming nightlife. There's no doubt you'll find a social outlet to suit your taste.
If you want to go for a late drink, a bit of a dance, a bit of a bop, then there's 3 nightclubs as well. We've got Aqua, Paris and Jumpin' Jacks.
Shane, Bundoran also has a wide range of different styles of restaurants as well for food lovers too.
Yeah, again around 30 restaurants and places to eat, be they fast food, be they sit-down restaurants. Again, many of them, most of them family friendly as well, so you can again bring the whole family there. There's Indians, there's Chinese, there's European dishes and your takeaway for pizza as well. It's very much a family atmosphere here in Bundoran as well, Shane. It's something that the town really prides itself on. That's one of the big selling points for Bundoran, family friendly, and we've been part of Fáilte Ireland's family friendly programme for the past couple of years, and Bundoran is one of the key towns in Donegal that has been part of the family friendly thing. Bundoran is certainly a family-friendly destination.
From Braveheart to Love-Hate, Donegal native Sean McGinley is one of Ireland's most famous actors. He spends a lot of time away from Donegal, but retains a deep affection for the area in which he grew up.
Well, Donegal is my home county, and Ballyshannon is my hometown. I always think of it as home. Obviously, Ballyshannon is the place I have the biggest connection with because I grew up here. But I spent a few years as well in Pettigo, near the border, and my father's side of the family are from Carrick, and my mother's side of the family are from between Glenties and Dunlow, so a big connection with Glenties. I've always had a soft spot for Glenties, and over the years I've spent a lot of time up in Gweedore. I have a lot of friends up there, and another festival, the Frankie Kennedy Winter School, is there over the New Year, and again it's one of the gems of Ireland. If somebody was asking me about Donegal, I would say come here, because people who live here are happy in their own skins. It's not as tourist orientated as a lot of other places in Ireland are. People get on about their business. They won't, they're not after your money all the time, but they welcome you here. They'll be very happy if you spent your money here, but it's not about that here. It's about just being happy in your own skin and being so welcoming, It is the truth, it's the county I'm from, and it's my favourite place in Ireland, really. So here we are in the centre of the town by the statue of our great hero Rory Gallagher, who was born just across the river there. And the reason we're here is it's part of the Gathering, which is a nationwide event where communities all over the country are getting together to welcome the people from the place who've left home. And our great poet, William Mallingham, who worked just across the road in the bank there, said it all really, and he talks about having to leave the place and maybe one day coming back. If ever I'm a moneyed man, I mean please God to cast my golden anchor in the place where useful years were past. Though heads that now are black and brown must meanwhile gather grey, new faces rise by every hearth and old ones drop away. Yet dearer still, this Irish hill than all the world besides. It's home, sweet home, where'er I roam through lands and waters wide. And if the Lord allows me, I surely will return to my native Ballashani and the winding banks of Erne. So here we are on the main street in Pettigo, the town I spent the first 5 years of my life. My father was a customs man here, and the border runs literally behind those houses is the north. There's a river behind the house, and the other side of the river is the north. We lived in that house there, and we used to hang out in Mrs. Egan's kitchen, the Egan family who owned that pub up there, the Pettigo Inn now. And if you want to know who Donegal's biggest fan is, well, the answer to that is Pettigo. Look at that building over there. There's a tradition of the team on their way to Crow Park and on their way back. This is usually their first and last port of call, and the locals used to drop lotto tickets into the lads in the thing, so I think it was much appreciated. Donegal's biggest fan, Pettigo. So here we are on Rossnowlagh beach. This place was a big part of my growing up. Myself and my brothers and our other friends used to come out, cycle out here every day during the summer, and we'd spend hours here on the beach playing football, going for the dip in the water, getting the odd ice cream. Mr. Whippy's van used to drive along here. And William Allingham talks about the coast, this sort of view, in his poem. Farewell to you Kildoney boys, and Kildoney's just over there. Farewell to you Kildoney boys and them that pull an oar, a lug sail set or haul a net from the point to Mullamore. Point is over there, Mullamore is over there. From Killybegs to Bull Sleeve League, that ocean mountain steep, 600 yards in air aloft, 600 in the deep. From Duran to the ferry bridge and round by Tullen Strand, level and long and white with waves where gull and curlew stand. Head out to sea when on your lee the breakers you discern. Adieu to all the billowy coast and the winding banks of Erne. What a magnificent place this is. I think it's my favourite place in the whole world. It's like every time I come home, nearly always the first thing I do is drive out to Rossnowlagh. It just doesn't matter what time of the year. I just feel like I'm home when I'm here. Yeah.
Sony Centre Letterkenny has a large selection of TVs, computers, iPads, cameras, and gadgets to suit any budget. Free nationwide delivery. Located at 6 Riverside Retail Park, Letterkenny, County Donegal. Sony, make believe.
Four Lanterns Restaurant, serving the Northwest since 1971. Home of the legendary Big Four and Snack Box. Assortment of kids' meals. Meal deals of the week. Quality fresh food at affordable prices. Located in Letterkenny, Buncrana and Donegal Town. Also at the Courtyard Restaurant and Cafe. Follow us on Facebook and visit one of our many locations throughout Donegal.
McGee, a family-run business established in 1866. The McGee brand is built around 146 years of real heritage. We are distinctive with our colourful fabrics, inspired by the rich tapestry of the Donegal sea and landscape. The McGee collection includes menswear, womenswear and home accessories. Renowned for our tweed, we have worked this traditional fabric into contemporary garments and products. Our home accessories are designed and made in Donegal. Shop online at www.mcgee1866.com.
Discover third-level education opportunities at Letterkenny Institute of Technology, with 2 campuses in Ireland's northwest, Letterkenny and Killybegs. Our schools provide a wide variety of programmes, with awards right up to master's and doctorate level. Visit www.lyit.ie.
Kelly's Toyota is the main Toyota dealership in County Donegal since 1974, located in Port Road, Letterkenny and Mount Charles, providing a variety of services from full-service body repairs, NCT and DOE testing, and even car hire. Kelly's Toyota has it all. So if you're in the market for a new or used car, van, or commercial vehicle, give us a call or visit us online at www.kellystoyota.com. Kelly's Toyota, the best built cars in the world.
CoLab, turning knowledge into enterprise. home to your new business idea. Located at Letterkenny Institute of Technology. Create your own future and choose Colab as the home for your innovation and technology business idea. Visit colab.ie. Your business journey begins here.
When the ambulance rushes somebody in from a car crash, the family come into the emergency department expecting what they see on TV. But this isn't TV, this is real life. And when the team and I have finished the fight to save someone's life, it's the cleaning ladies who scrub the blood off the floor and pick up the pieces. When I declare someone dead, I phone the coroner, I gather myself for a few moments, and then I go to see the family, usually the parents. This is the worst possible news for you. We've done the best for your son, but sadly now he's dead. And you see those people dissolving, their lives dissolving, just falling apart. If you're a young road user in love with life and fun, you don't ever want your mum to meet me doing my job, do you?
Where else, just a few hours away, would you find discoverireland.ie/Donegal, right here, right now.
Anmarie Ward is one of Ireland's most remarkable swimmers. A joint Donegal Person of the Year, she has swam the North Channel, the English Channel and from Tory Island to the Donegal mainland. As Chris Ashmore reports, she's a truly inspirational figure.
Donegal woman Anmarie Ward is unquestionably one of the most remarkable long-distance swimmers in the world. She has a string of achievements to her name and in 2010 was named as the World Open Water Swimming Woman of the Year, while in the following year she was the joint Donegal Person of the Year. Incredibly, it wasn't until 2002, when she was 35, that she embarked on what was to become a series of awe-inspiring swims. The islands off Donegal posed the first challenges. She became the first woman to swim from Tory Island to the mainland. But this was only the beginning. She swam the English Channel and the North Channel from Northern Ireland to Scotland. And she was also a member of the relay team that made history as they completed the Round Ireland swim. Anmarie Ward was born on the 10th of May 1966 and raised in Portnablagh. She is the second oldest of 7, with 4 brothers and 2 sisters, and now lives in Ards near Creasla. From a young age, the beach was her playground, and she joined the Doe Amateur Swimming Club. By the time she was a teenager, she was jumping off boats while out with the Sheephaven Sub-Aqua Club. But a teenage illness curtailed her swimming. At one time, she was close to death with bacterial meningitis. Anmarie went to England to study as a nurse, and it wasn't until she was 35 that swimming really featured again in her life.
I realised, I didn't have a very good work-life balance. I wasn't the healthiest of people. Through a work management programme that I'd done, we were encouraged to identify a personal goal, something maybe from our childhood we felt that we'd never actually realised or we'd never brought to fruition. And I suppose I began thinking about the swimming. A couple of us decided we'd do a charity swim, and we organised a 2-mile charity swim for the Share a Dream Foundation.
This ignited a passion for swimming that had been dormant for years.
A light switch went on in my head again, and that whole passion, what I had in my youth, all came back.
In 2003, she embarked on training for the Tory Island swim. Former CEO of the Northwestern Health Board, Pat Harvey, recalls that momentous occasion.
We all went down to Maharorty to watch her coming in, and when we arrived she was probably a mile or a mile and a half offshore, and I thought, God, she'll never make it in. And we were there for an hour. It was a little bit, wasn't stormy now, but it was kind of rough enough. And I thought to myself, this girl is never going to make it all the way in. And we waited for an hour and 20 minutes. And she kept coming closer and closer, and I was just fascinated with it. I mean, I was quite emotional about it. I just thought it was one fabulous occasion. And I thought, when she reaches the shore now, she's just going to collapse. There's no way this lady could step out. She comes up to the shore, she steps up, stands up and walks out as if she was just after 2 minutes in the water. I just thought it was just remarkable.
Next up was the massively ambitious Round Ireland swim. Her third major challenge was to swim across the English Channel and to become the first Donegal person to do so.
That was interesting because, you know, you could hear the engines clicking under the water, and you know, you'd know at times there's a ship right up my back, you know, and then you might just turn around when you're breathing. Next thing, this huge oil tanker sitting up behind you, and so it's quite unnerving at times.
The North Channel is notoriously difficult to swim, but Anmarie was determined to succeed with her next long-distance quest. After 2 unsuccessful attempts, she was all geared up for the third, but it wasn't to be. But the team still decided to go ahead. 5 hours into the swim, the toxins from the repeated jellyfish stings became too much, and she had to give up. However, she was back again on September the 1st, 2010, and after 19 hours in the water, became the first Irish woman to swim across the North Channel. Anmarie has been heavily involved in many charity campaigns, with funds being raised for a variety of good causes, including the Donegal Hospice and the Friends of Letterkenny General Hospital. Anmarie has won numerous other awards, including 3 Donegal Sports Star Awards and Irish Long Distance Swimming Association and Swim Ireland Awards. And now she's hoping to be part of a relay team that is planning to swim across the Bering Strait between Alaska and Russia. As part of the preparations, she's been in Murmansk in Russia, taking part in the 2013 International Winter Swimming Competition, where competitors braved freezing conditions in a special swimming pool carved out of the ice. Noel Maloney is a former New York Police Department officer who is a first-line supervisor with the US Customs and Border Protection Service. He has strong Donegal links, particularly with Dunloe and Milford, and is a former NYPD GAA president. Donegal TV went to New Jersey to find out more.
After he retired from the New York Police Department at the age of 39, the last thing that Noel Maloney thought he would be doing was getting back into another enforcement job. He now has a demanding post with the US Customs and Border Protection Service, but during his time off, he's a keen sportsman and is a big GAA enthusiast. Indeed, his Irish links and Irish heritage are also very important to him. Noel has been recalling his days in the NYPD.
I started my career in 1981 with New York State Corrections at the age of 18. After that, I moved on to the NYPD in 1986. Actually, it was the same class that Bernard Carrick, one of our police commissioners, graduated out of. At that time, I was assigned up to the Bronx, where I worked in the 4-2 precinct, then from there until 1990. At that point, then I moved into an electronic investigative unit, TARU, Technical Assistance Response Unit, and that by far was the highlight of my career. For everything from doing wiretaps on to doing filming, to wiring up cars with GPS systems, all the latest and greatest in electronic technology for tracking criminals. The most horrific sight, though, was the World Trade Center collapse, not too far from where we're at right now. That actually was a deciding factor as to whether I'd stay in the department, and made my decision and then retired in 2002.
Noel retired from the NYPD at the age of 39, but shortly afterwards he went to the US Customs and Border Protection Service.
Well, when I retired from the police department, the last thing I wanted to do was get back involved with law enforcement. I enjoyed my career with the NYPD. I had a good stint with New York State Corrections. So I figured I'd give this an opportunity and see where this would take me. And it's been a very rewarding career ever since. I've got to visit places that I wouldn't normally have gone to, such as the southern border and some places in California. I've also had the opportunity to travel extensively through the eastern seaboard and do some teaching and show some techniques that I would have used within the NYPD to help ensure the safety of the American public. So it's been rewarding in that fact, but it is unrewarding in other factors when you're standing out there and you're freezing and there's nobody coming out with a nice cup of tea for you. So those are the times that you actually start second guessing yourself as to whether or not you did the right thing. But the bottom line is I did this for my family, and it ensures my family's safety. And my 2 kids are very proud, as is my wife, of me. And most recently being promoted to supervisor, being given the opportunity now to be entrusted with members of Customs to ensure the public's safety has been also a tremendous thing for me as well. Very proud of that.
And he's proud of his Irish connections.
My mother's side of the family initially came from just outside of Donegal there. My sister actually was married from Dunlow, so not too far outside of Dunlow was our family. Just after the famine, they emigrated back down to Carnamona area on the west coast of Ireland.
His Irish heritage is also very important to him.
Between GAA, every time in Ireland as a child, we were back every year fishing off the coast of Leenane with my uncle, who's still fisherman there in Ireland now into his 70s. Insofar as Irish sports were concerned, I grew up playing hurling, primarily Gaelic football.
He's proud of his children and enjoys coaching Gaelic football.
Being a part of the GAA, we're allowed to spread the Irish heritage in Gaelic football is my big thing. I have children that are Chinese, I have Indian children, I have Italian children, I have children from Mexico, and they're able to partake in Gaelic football. I'm currently the coach for the U10s for St. Brendan's up in Orange County, where we acquired a field there last year, which was a huge undertaking for us. But for a small Irish community, we were able to establish that field, and it's a big thing for us.
Noel is honoured to have been the NYPD GAA president, and he fondly recalls his father's GAA connections.
My father played hurling and eventually went and started doing his own GAA. It was both my father and a few other gentlemen who started the NYPD's Gaelic football team back in 1966. With John Timoney, a Dublin fellow who was the police commissioner of Philadelphia as well as Miami, Florida. They did very, very well back then, but never thought it was going to come to where it is now, seeing this on an international level. And hopefully in the next few years that we'll start seeing countries such as Australia and Canada also partaking in this.
Looking to the future, he has more Gaelic Games related plans.
I have just about 9 years here in Customs. I don't plan on going any place anytime soon. I'm hoping to see my 2 boys someday become the president of the Gaelic Football Association for some sort of law enforcement. My next big step here is to try to introduce Customs to a formulated Emerald Society. We're in the process now of trying to get that together to join the National Board of Emeralds for the United States and get them on par. So we'll have one clear, concise Emerald Society across the Customs and Border Protection Homeland Security team. Currently, right now, there's a few small agencies within it that have their own Emerald Societies. But that's one of the things I'd like to do. It's a goal I'd like to set for myself. I'd also like to see Homeland Security develop their own GAA team and to go out and hopefully beat the NYPD. And I could say I did that. That's one of the things I'd like to do. But long term is probably staying with, well, not probably, but definitely staying with this association at least until I'm in my 60s. And then from there, hopefully retiring and seeing where my boys go. But my primary concern is looking out for my 2 boys and hoping that they'll achieve greatness at one point or another, and I'm sure that they will.
Noel is looking forward to the next Police Olympics, which will be held in Belfast and takes place from the 1st to the 10th of August 2013. The Games will attract 10,000 competitors from across 70 different countries.
Well, that's all we've time for in this edition of Donegal TV. I hope you've enjoyed the programme. You can watch us online anytime at donegaltv.ie. And you can send us your comments to info@donegaltv.ie. In our programme next week, we'll have a special feature about Letterkenny. We'll also have an exclusive interview with Donegal band The Plea, who are really making waves on the international music stage. Coming up also in the programme next week, we'll be looking at the gathering and events around Donegal. Until next time, Slán agus Bannach.